So hello everyone, we are here at the Expert Group Audio Showroom in Ho Chi Minh City, and we are here today with Mr. Jeremy from Monitor Audio. We are very glad to have you here today. Mr. Jeremy, would you mind introduce yourself a little bit to our audience?
Yep, sure. So, my name is Jeremy Brown, and I'm Director of International Business Development for Monitor Audio. I've been with the company for 8 years now, but I've actually been in the hi-fi industry since I was 14. So I started off dusting shelves in my local shop as a Saturday staff. Yeah, here we are all this time later, and I've turned it into a career, and I spent my whole life pretty much in hi-fi and audio.
I want to start off by congratulate Monitor Audios on the 50th birthday.
Thank you.
50th birthday. Last year we see a lot of new products, very exciting, like the Synergy speaker lineup, the whole new one, the Monitor Platinum 3G, and also the flagship Hyphen. So it's truly like a wonderful occasion that we're celebrating, because not many brands in the world can reach the milestone of like half a century, especially with British heritage as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a real testament to how we've evolved and developed as a company. When you think we started in 1972, like many other hi-fi brands, it was an enthusiast, Mo Iqbal, who, decided to set up a company, buy a cabinet here, drive unit there, sort of start off as a very small operation, and then it grew very quickly. And a number of sort of key developments in our stage with the metal drive units, C-cam, all these sort of technologies that were developed in the 80s and the 90s. And then here we are now in 2023, coming up to 51 years old now, and we're stronger than ever.
Yeah,
and I think it's very good.
Yeah. So India, so for 51 years, I think Monitor Audios is kind of the only rare, like a few company that's still privately owned in the audio industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's something we're very proud of, because when you look at our competitors, so many of them have been bought and sold, merged, acquired by these big multinational companies, not necessarily in audio, whereas we are very much, we're owned by one person, Andrew Flatt. He purchased the company off Mo Iqbal, so he was the second owner back in the 90s. What I love about Monitor Audio is we're not run by one person who's just got this, their specific hi-fi vision. We've got a team of very young and talented engineers. There are 42 in total across the Monitor Audio Group. We don't have to answer to any shareholders, any venture capitalists who are looking for quick growth to sell the company on. We're in charge of our own destiny, and it allows us a great flexibility and freedom to really take the company on the journey that works for us. We've got a really exciting 5-year plan, 10-year plan, and Andrew's still happy to invest and grow in the company. And you're seeing that, as you mentioned, Synergy, Hyphen, Platinum 3G, 3 huge projects, but we're able to do those to the specification and the way that we want to as a company, without any external factors pushing us in a certain way. And it's something we're very proud of. We are 100% British owned, privately owned, and it allows us to be a much stronger company as a result.
I think Monitor Audio is very quickly to adapt as well, because with the trend of the audio, high-end audio nowadays, we saw the resurgence of the high-end home cinema, immersive audio with multi-channel, lossless audio as well, and the Synergy is just like a solution from Monitor Audio with THX certification. So I was just wondering, what is the Synergy bring to the table, differentiated between the previous version of in-wall and all-wall speaker compared to the Synergy, the new one?
Yeah, so if you look at Monitor Audio's full product lineup, we've always complemented our ranges with home cinema. So bronze, silver, gold, platinum have a dedicated center speaker. Some have a dedicated subwoofer, some have FX, Atmos modules. And that's great for your sort of regular listening, where you might have a family room and you want to have a simple entertainment center. Then we have our custom install, which has always taken the best of what we do in audio and put it into a in-wall in-ceiling solution. And again, it's worth mentioning, the same designers work on all of these products. So there is a shared vision, an audio signature, everything. So that's great with the home cinema. We have products like the IW460X, which is a very, very good sharing technology with Gold, or the previous generation of Gold, in-wall speaker. The problem you have is when you want to take that to the next level, and I'm talking much larger room, dedicated theatre. So you have your tiered seating, you know, the big comfy chairs, a huge screen. At that level, you are expecting cinema performance, not home cinema. You are expecting cinema. So when you take the THX reference standard, you know, 85 dB, 20 dB of headroom, you know, so when you're talking about peaks of 105 dB, that's really loud. At listening position, that's really hard to do. So you have to re-engineer your speakers to be of a higher sensitivity, the reliability to take a lot of power for a long time, because when you're listening to music, it's not constant. On films, you've got you know, maybe 2 hours of just non-stop noise. Synergy gives us an actual reference level cinema performance for residential cinema, of course. But we know with the THX certification, we can guarantee that it will perform as we say it will, and it will hit those requirements that THX, and they're not easy to get. You know, there was a lot of engineering backwards and forwards with THX, the tests they did, the reworking we did. It's very demanding. Honestly, I was surprised. I thought it was just, you kind of apply for it and they go, no, it has to meet certain requirements. And so we can now deliver a system, guarantee THX reference levels at your listening position, which is very, very loud, but also give you that immersive audio cinema sound you'd expect. And again, you're guaranteeing it with the performance. Whereas with hi-fi, it's more about sound quality, audio performance, the stuff we love as audiophiles. With cinema, it's a lot more scientific. It's, can you hit these volume levels? Can you hit these reference performance levels? Can it do it reliably? And then how many speakers do you add? You know, you've got to design. So from Synergy 100, 200 and 300, they're essentially the same product, but you just expand the size of them and what they can deliver. But it allows you to mix and match the speakers to make the room with as many speakers as you want. You know, the subwoofers, again, 15-inch sealed box, minimum of 2. But you can have as many as you want, because the processing now of the processors can really transform your room into an immersive cinema. So if you were to come to Monitor Audio's headquarters, we have 8 subwoofers in our cinema. In a room probably a little bit bigger than the one we're in at the moment. And so we are able to comfortably hit THX reference levels with 8 subwoofers, Synergy 300 at the front, 100s all around. And then we use platinum in-ceiling for the in-ceiling speakers. And that's real cinema, but also still sounds really good with music, because we're still using the same drive units and technologies as we have in Gold and Platinum. So it's shared across the range, but the big difference for Synergy is it's made really with one goal in mind, and that is reference level home theatre in a dedicated room.
So let's talk about something that we all know and love Monitor Audio for, is the hi-fi series. We have, in the last few years, we start seeing the new line of product, especially the Platinum 3G, with the advancement in the tweeter, MPD3 and the RST3, and the new Silver as well with the C-cam and the woofer. So I was wondering, when will Monitor Audio start releasing the new Gold and the new Bronze series? Because for us, I think, especially for Monitor Audio, the Gold is something very special, very, very important in the history of the brand.
And it's, if you sort of look back through the history of Monitor Audio, you can normally predict when new models are coming, because we're very consistent with the timelines. And we're still some way off Gold being launched. It certainly won't be this year. And we're very much, we know the direction we're going to take with Gold. And that's probably as much as I can say.
Oh, okay, I understand. Because Monitor Audio is only one of the few brands that still own the whole process of manufacturing as well. The technology, the manufacturing plant, all technology is wholly owned by Monitor Audio. So very interesting.
Yeah, and that's something we're really proud of, and our designers especially are proud of. If you look at a Monitor Audio product and start to disassemble it, our logo and badges are on absolutely everything. Even the rubber washers we put on the speaker stand, Monitor Audio. So we are very, very proud of the fact that you will only find our drive units in our products. We don't manufacture for anyone else. We don't do any OEM work for anybody else.
Yeah.
Monitor Audio is Monitor Audio, and that guarantees a level of consistency, quality. It also is that level of trust with the customer. They know when they're buying Monitor Audio, everything we've done has been developed in-house by our own engineers, even through to our custom series. So we launched at ISE this year the new Creator series. Hopefully that will be sometime in the latter part of the year we'll have product available. But even the same tweeter technology that you find in silver, you'll find that in the drive unit, the RDT drive cone that you see in gold, you'll see that in the tier 3. So it allows us to share the technology between platforms, and it means, we guarantee that consistency and that sonic signature that you can only get from Monitor Audio.
We will talk about something that Monitor Audio can be proud of. I think worthy of Monitor Audio flagship status. So what started as the Project Concept 50, now known as flagship, the hyphen speaker. I refer to it the spec grab speaker. So I was wondering what's the story behind the development of the speaker. Very unique design, stand out in the ultra high-end crowd as like one of the most innovative design.
Yeah, it's funny because people have different ideas and names for it, and obviously we settled on hyphen. And a number of years ago, we were sitting down in one of our many product meetings, and we said to the design, in terms of industrial design with Charles and acoustic design with Michael, and we said, what's the ultimate you can design? Given cost no object, what does your ultimate loudspeaker look like? And this, to technicians and designers is one of the best things, because you give them free rein to do what they want. We don't have to think, what is a bronze customer? What is a silver customer? Now we're just like, how crazy can we go? And a lot of work and engineering went into this, and a lot of shared resource. So even technologies developed for bronze series feature their way into hyphen. And we didn't want to go down the tried and tested route of, here is a massive loudspeaker with loads of drive units. We did that with the Platinum 500 2G, and that was very successful, very big, and we'd already been there. We didn't make it different on purpose. It was just the result of the drive unit configuration that Michael wanted to work with the idea of Charles of how can we form it into something that visually is very different, visually is very beautiful, something modern, and also something that will be timeless, because I'd like to think that hyphen could be a product that's available for a very, very long time. It's very expensive, so there's only so much we can do and make, but the end result is a product which is like nothing else we've ever done before. There is technology in there we've never used in Monitor Audio. So the construction of the cabinets made out of Hymax material, which is like a sort of an artificial stone. 11 drive units per loudspeaker, 4 force cancelled bass drive units, 8-inch. They effectively join the cabinets together. And then you have what we call the M array, which is a MPD3 tweeter that you see on Platinum 3G and Synergy, surrounded by 6 very, very compact mid-range units, and the end result is a point source, an incredible accuracy. You get really, really good sound staging, but also because the cabinets are so inert, they dig down to 18 hertz. So you don't even need a subwoofer with these things. They go so low, you get so much bass, but all of that mid-range presence and accuracy, and we can't even compare it to anything we've done before.
So I was wondering if it will be made in the UK?
Yes, absolutely. So it's the first loudspeaker, probably since the turn of the century, that we as a company are making in the UK. So we've created a state-of-the-art production facility, and that is where because the cabinet is made in the UK, the cabinet is painted in the UK, the crossovers, the assembly, all done in the UK. And we combine that with our state-of-the-art factories in China, where we build our silver, gold, platinum drive units, because we've already got the technology, the know-how, the expertise there. So we have our drive units made to an incredibly high standard. We had to develop new tooling procedures, new technologies for these drive units. There's all the information's on the website. You can see just how much effort we put into these. So we combine the best of cutting-edge drive unit technology with hand-built luxury craftsmanship in the UK, and that will allow us in the future to hopefully offer custom finishes as well. And hyphen will be made to order. So the customer will demonstrate it, hope they'll love the sound, place the order, and they will be built specifically for that customer.
The expert group audio showroom, they have a demo session, a demo room on the platinum. What do you think about if we go upstairs and try it out?
Yeah, we've got a set upstairs of PL300s 3G, so we can go upstairs and have a listen. I'll give you a talk about some of the improvements we've made over the second generation.
Yeah, sure. So would you mind sharing with us what is the new improvement in the 3G compared to the previous one?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So if you look at the form of the PL300, it has the similar layout and shape as the previous generation. That's really where the similarities end, because everything internally and externally has been completely redesigned for the third generation of Platinum. So one of the obvious things is we've removed the leather baffle front that we used to have, and we now have a completely wooden surround. So in this piano ebony finish, you get a really beautiful vision of the wood here, but by curving off the front, it's allowed us to do something we've always wanted to do, which is have further isolation of the 8-inch drive units with this trim ring. So you've actually got an aluminium section that the drive units sit in, and then, as with all of the Monitor Audio speakers from bronze up to platinum, you have the bolt-through technology.
Yeah.
So what this gives you is a single point of connection to the drive unit, also the mid, also the tweeter, and it gives you additional isolation, but also an incredible amount of bracing from front to back, and a uniform pressure around the drive units as they sit inside the cabinet. So it gives you extra rigidity, but also extra isolation with the drive units.
Yeah, especially for the H-in woofer as well. I'm very interested in, like, for the aluminum gasket outside, it's very thick. Yeah, it's for driver decoupling as well.
Yes.
So I assume this one will produce like very deep bass.
Very deep, yes.
Yeah.
And the low end extension, a lot of that allows us with the technology we've got with the new version of the RDT cone. So it's the RDT2,
yeah.
And so it's a skin of C-cam on the top level, then you've got the honeycomb Nomex structure behind it, and then twin layers of carbon fiber. And then behind that, you've got a dual suspension system sitting in a very rigid cast basket, and then the thing weighs a lot if you pick it up. But yeah, the PL300s especially dig down very, very deep, and you get that low, fast, impactful bass that you'd expect of a speaker of this performance.
Yeah, and also one thing special about like the Monitor Platinum, like from the first generation to the third one, is the tweeter. Yeah, the tweeter MPD3, this new generation, I think they're very spacious and very airy. So what is the improvement over the previous one? So
when we introduced the MPD tweeter for the previous generation Gold, it was a huge step up in performance, because we had a very traditional ribbon on the first Gold. Yeah. And obviously this technology has been around for a long time. AMT tweeters, most people know it as. But again, Monitor Audio, we don't buy off-the-shelf drive units. We looked to develop our own version of this, and if you take a sort of the typical design and compare it to ours, we've done a lot of clever bits of innovation across the foil that we use, and we actually get a frequency extension way above 60 kilohertz. Typically you'd see that a lot lower. So we have this open top-end extension that we developed with the MPD, and with the third generation we've improved on the Magnus assembly, and also it has an integrated bolt through holder as well. Yeah. So again, even though you can see the two units, they actually have separate bolts connecting them to the rear of the unit, and you get a much much better isolation in there, better performance, and the overall sound quality is a real step up over the previous generation.
So, Mr. Jeremy, so what do you think about the setup at the Expert Audio Group?
Really impressive, actually. It's really nice to come to a showroom where they've put the effort in the sound and the acoustics, and you know, the Expert Group, our distributor here in Vietnam, have done an amazing job of setting up this system, and you know, as we heard, it sounds fantastic.
So thank you for doing an interview with us today, and
My pleasure.
we hope you had the best experience in Vietnam.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes.